Hi there, welcome to the practice questions on solving the quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula. What I'd like you to do now is to pause the video and have a go at these two equations that we've got here, and when you're happy with your answers then restart the video and go through the model answers with me. So if you pause the video now and have a go at questions 1 and 2. Hi, welcome back. Let's now go through these two together. Okay, now we're going to use the quadratic formula for this one. It says here that you need to write this correct to 2 decimal places, which suggests that we're not going to be able to factorise this or complete the square or use the difference of 2 squares on this. So we're going to use our quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is given to you in the front of your in the formula booklet, in the front of your paper. It states that x equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and that's all over 2a. Now all we're doing in fact is replacing the values that we've got in our formula with these letters here. Now the numbers in the formula are represented by the 8 would be the A, the 3 would be the B, and the minus 4 would be the C. You must take note of the negatives in front of these numbers. So what we do is we write these down first. A equals 8, B equals 3, and C equals negative 4. And then we're just going to replace these in our formula. So what I'd write down is, start off, put minus b, which is 3, plus or minus the square root of 3 squared, take away 4 times 8 times minus 4. And that's all over 2 times 8. Now what we should do now is work this out a little bit. So we work out this bit in our square root here. So I would go on and I'd write minus 3 plus or minus the square root of, well, 3 squared is 9, and then you're going to take away, now do this bit. I've included the take away here. So it's 4 times 8, which is 32, and 32 times negative 4 is minus 128. So we write in there minus 128, and that's all divided by 2 times 8, which is 16. Now we can shorten this bit here because you've got 9 minus minus 128, which is the same as add. So we're left with minus 3 plus or minus the square root of, well, 9 add 128 gives you 137, and you're then going to divide all that by 16. Now we've got to do two calculations here, one with the positive and one with the negative. So then we move to our calculator, and the way I do this is type in the top line first and then divide it by 16. You can use your fractions button on the calculator. So if we now type in the first one, so we're going to put minus 3, and we do plus the square root of 137, and that equals 8.70, then divide that by 16, and that's going to give us our first answer. So x is going to equal, first one is going to be 0.54 to 2 decimal places. Now we've got to do our second answer. So for the second one, x is going to equal, so we type in negative 3, and this time it's take away, just do that, negative 3, take away the square root of 137, and then divide that by 16, and we get our answer of minus 0.92 to 2 decimal places. Okay, and question 2 now. We're going to write down our letters first. So A equals 3, B equals -9, and C equals -6. Now replace these in our formula. So we have minus B, well B is -9, so a minus minus becomes a positive. Plus or minus the square root of -9 squared, take away 4 times 3 times -6, and that's all over 2 times 3. Second line will give us 9 plus or minus the square root of, well, this is going to be 81, and then you're taking away 4 times 3 is 12 times -6 is -72, and that's all going to be divided by 6. So now the final line we're going to write down is 9 plus or minus the square root, well, 81 add 72 is 153. The two negatives make it a positive, and we're going to divide that by 6. So then if we go to our calculator, you've got 9 add the square root of 153, and then divide that by 6. You're going to get 3. So the first one is going to be 3.56 to 2 decimal places. And next one, we're going to write in 9 take away the square root of 153. Press your equals button and then divide that by 6, which is going to give you a negative 0.56. And there's our two answers.